Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the House of Moody Vintage podcast. This is episode number 43. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Christmas, for those who are celebrating, of course. I think this is the first year in a very long time where both Christmas and New Year's or New Year's Eve fall on the weekend. So you got the whole fucking weekend. Hopefully, some of you are on your breaks. I know a lot of you took your 1 week off or whatever going into the new year. Some of you unfortunately have to work on the holidays, so tough luck, but I'm sure you'll get a day off afterwards. I know a lot of places where whoever they have on the shift during the holidays, they get to take the following days off, which is, I guess, kind of, you don't get to have fun with the rest of them. But anyways, for those who have, I'm sure, you find yourself in a position where you should be grateful, right? These are where you actually get a day off. A lot of people don't have that day off. And you get to enjoy it with your family and friends, right? And that's how, Christmas and New Year's is usually spent, of course. This is the holiday period. And I hope you guys have had a great Christmas. And now we're following into, this is the last week of 2022. We're moving into 2023. New Year's is right around the corner, okay? How did I spend my Christmas? It was wonderful. I was alone, ordered delivery, okay? Ordered delivery, had some wonderful food, fast food, because I was, I've been depressed. So I just eat. I love to eat. And I watched, new movies or new episodes of current, shows as per usual. And thankfully, it was stacked up. My viewing schedule was stacked up the whole day, so I had a great time. And of course, I played Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm completely invested in it. I am just devouring it, and it's maybe a little bit of an addiction. I gotta calm down. But fortunately, I'm an old man now, so I know how to step the fuck back from playing video games. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: throughout the year, I don't get the chance to fucking play, you know what I mean? To log in or whatever, you know what I mean? It's usually sit on my ass when I'm not working. My brain's kind of fucking dead, and I just want to turn it off and just watch a movie or a show or something like that. And I watched some fantastic shows and movies, which we will of course get to in the second half of this episode. But I don't know. It just went by. I wasn't as sad as I thought I would be, because all my mains, all my BKK mains, all my my close friends are out of town, as I mentioned before, and I don't know. I didn't let it overcome the day. It was just a regular day, just like that's how I fucking spent it. It was just a regular. It felt like I was a regular weekend. It was that's what I do in the weekend. You know what I mean? But fortunately, I did a couple of days before that. I met up with a couple of very good, very close friends who I was incredibly grateful for. We did go out to just to hang out, just dinner and wine and all that stuff, and that was a great time. I'm incredibly blessed and incredibly grateful for that. 100%. I love that. That sort of kind of substituted Christmas for me. But you take what you get, and that's what I did. I took it. You know what I mean? So shout out to Brishti and Gigi and Boris as well. So I'm pretty sure they're not gonna hear this episode, but just get it out there. They're very busy people. And anyways, but it was just really really dope to just to have that just very chill hangout, and that's what I wanted to do during the week of Christmas. You know what I mean? Even if it wasn't on Christmas. It's different, growing up, growing up in Cali, that period of time it's very special, right? All the way from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas, of course, and then the New Year's, and it's different now, and I don't mind it because of the fact that I'm older now, I'm matured, and it doesn't affect me. Before when I moved back to Bangladesh in 2005, it was rough. The first few years were fucking rough, and when it came to the holidays, I was fucking sad. It was quite depressing. Anyways, we're not gonna get into that. No, we had a very serious episode last week, so we're not gonna get into that. What we will get into is a couple of things that will perk your ears. Okay, Um, I will get it. There is a list that caused controversy. I will get to that. Controversial. That's controversial and caused controversy. I'll get into that in a bit. But what I do want to talk about is quite interesting, and it was sort of a coincidence. You want to call it coincidence? So one of my friends, I'm gonna dive right into it. Okay, I'm gonna dive right into it. We got a lot to talk about. So one of my friends got engaged. Congratulations. Now she got engaged, okay, with her boyfriend. They haven't even really been together for too long, but things are going well, and she got engaged. So congratulations, fantastic for her, right? Now at the same time, one of my exes, I'm not gonna say who, obviously. She is someone's bridesmaid. One of I guess, well, it's her friend. I just know her friend, and we follow each other on Instagram, and I saw the story, and I saw that she was a bridesmaid, okay, and it just happened at the same time, like literally in the same day. My friend gets engaged, congratulate her, and then I look at this other person's Instagram. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So she's a bridesmaid at her friend's wedding, and I thought it was, and it was very weird because the following day, so I'm watching Just Kidding News. For those who don't know, it's just it's a cool satirical comedy news channel on YouTube, right? It's run by a bunch of cool ass Asians who've been in the game for a long time on YouTube. JK News, check it out if you want. I watch JK News every fucking day. Anyway, so one of the episodes was about one of the cast members got married, but he eloped, and it just got me thinking, with all like people getting engaged and married and all this stuff, and also another very close friend of mine who recently got engaged. She's getting married as well, and she would prefer, her and her future husband, would prefer something very small. And I've always been about that. Now I understand how some women, it's, I don't know, maybe from not the current generation. I'm talking about previous generation. I'm talking about my generation, previous generations. Obviously not all women, but most. In most cases, right? Girls grow up, wanting that fairy tale wedding. I get that. You can call it a marketing scheme, and it's because of, unrealistic depictions of love in movies and all this stuff. I get it. We get it. That's a whole different conversation. I get that. But I'm talking about like just at the surface level now is the fact that, women, or men and women, whatever. It doesn't matter the gender, right? There are people who want that fairy tale wedding, and I get that. I totally get that. But there are also a lot of people who have to sort of commit to that big wedding festivity thing because of what their families might think. If you don't do this, I don't know, you're going to get judged. You're going to be like, oh, what the fuck? You didn't tell anybody. You didn't invite anybody. This is supposed to be a familial thing, a communal thing for some people. People spend a lot of fucking money on weddings. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, if you are a multi-millionaire, all right, a billionaire, multi-millionaire, whatever, right? It doesn't matter where you're from, okay? I get that. You have the resources, right? You have the choice of either keeping it small and private or going all out, having that fairy tale wedding. And good for them, great for them. And they share it, they get their whole, it's very cinematic. They got the whole video team, the photographers, the videographers, and they go all out. It's all very cinematic, and that's cool. And that's awesome. It's good to see. It's great to see. It's great to see, especially when it's a celebration of love and it's a celebration of joy. That's fantastic. But then there are individuals who aren't fucking multimillionaires. You know what I mean? And which is obviously most people in whatever population, most people are that, right? Who are the working class, who are middle class. And even high middle class, they don't have fucking millions or thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to just splash on a wedding. And it's so from that perspective and from my perspective, right? Even it's not logical to me. It doesn't make sense why. And I get that it's easy for me to say because I've never been married. But also I'm in a very advantageous position where I don't give a fuck. So I really don't. I am the kind of guy who would fucking elope. I swear to God, I would elope. My friends would fucking kill me, but I I could care less what my family thinks, but my close friends, I love them to death, so I would care what they think. But I am that guy. I would probably elope. I would elope. I wouldn't mind it if my chick was down. You know what I'm saying? If my chick bad, my chick, if my chick was down and she was like, let's fucking elope, let's do it. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. That's my thing. Because my thing is, I'm thinking, dude, regardless of how much we earn, right? And it's a partnership, it's a collaboration when you get into a relationship and you get into a marriage, of course. It doesn't matter how much we earn, it's still a lot of money just to please other people. Why? I get it. Your family's there. You want the family involved, and you want your family there, your parents there, whatever. I understand that. I totally understand that. But my thing is that you can still have them there, but do it budget friendly, because you're spending so much money. And I don't like receiving gifts, so I would never expect anyone to come to my wedding and, hand me an envelope of money or whatever. That's great. It's a bonus, but I just feel, I don't know. I've always felt kind of icky, like receiving gifts. I still find it hard, especially when you're like, you're in a very tough position in life, and you sort of have to reach out and you ask people to help you out. And it's tough. It's rough. Especially, if you come from that stoic generation as I do. But so for me, it makes sense to save that money, right? That you would usually splash on and if you're a fucking South Asian getting married, these motherfuckers are crazy. They spend way too much money, have way too many people over, and it's a week and 2 weeks of fucking wedding festivities, which is insane. It's a waste of money. I'm sorry. That is my opinion. You don't need to agree with it. That is my opinion. It's a waste of money. You can take that money, invest it in your marriage, right? To buy an apartment, to buy a house or whatever, right? And save up for your honeymoon, okay? Celebrate your love the way it's supposed to be celebrated. So save that money that you would invest in a wedding that, where so many guests that you won't even fucking see on a daily basis. Some guests that you will never ever see again, right? It's either personal or professional or whatever. You invite your coworkers and things like that. I understand that. I understand that. I get that. I understand that. But I also don't find it offensive if one of my friends got married, didn't invite me because of that's just the way they want to do it, because this is how they want to go on about their future. I totally fucking respect that. I understand that. I would be like, cool, man, do your shit. I had a couple of friends in the past who didn't tell me. I'm not gonna name them because I still love them. I don't hold grudges. I'm just saying, they didn't tell me when they got married, and we're supposed to be quote unquote close friends. They didn't tell me. This happened a couple of times, and they didn't tell me they got married. They got hitched, and next thing I know, I see it on social media. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers got married without telling. Thank you. I appreciate that news, bitch. And now their marriages are in shambles. Anyway, no, that's not the point. Just kidding. Well, some of them have challenges. God bless them. But yeah, so my thing is, let's be practical about it, dude. Let's take that money, invest it in ourselves, invest it in myself and my wife, in our future, in our home, right? And use it for travel. Like one of my another close friend of mine, she's getting married soon, and that's what these two wanted to do. They wanted to keep it low key, and the rest, whatever money they've saved up, they just want to go around the world. They want to fucking travel. How beautiful is that? How beautiful! You get married with your husband, your wife, whoever it is, and well, not whoever it is. I hope it's just your husband and wife, and you travel the world. That's fucking beautiful. That is so beautiful, and I get it. Not everyone has that type of privilege, or those type of resources. And when I say travel the world, it doesn't mean you have to go on fucking deluxe premium shit, 5-star resorts. Like actually travel the fucking world, like see the world, be a part of the culture. You don't have to be renting a room in a fucking 5-star hotel or resort. It doesn't have to always be like that. If you get that, great. Fucking you got the money, it's your hard-earned money, spend it, do what you got to do. But actually be in the fucking country, you know what I mean? Like different countries, different cities, and be a part of the culture and just embrace it. Like that's beautiful. And to do it with someone who is you consider your best friend, your significant other, your I wouldn't say other half. That's kind of old school. You are your own individual, and that person is also their own individual. So that's different. Anyway, so this is your life partner, right? And to see the world, that's great. That's where the money should go, right? And yeah, I just found it interesting, like, so I think, yeah, I would be. If my girl was down, I don't have a girl, but I'm saying, if I was given that opportunity, yeah, I would elope, dude. I would elope, and I would just invest the money into ourselves, into our future, into our family. We would, the progression, right? That would be the next stage, I guess. And just spend money on that. And I get that. I totally understand if, like, for example, if my, hypothetically, if my wife wanted her, I don't know, siblings, if she has siblings, her family, there are parents there. I get that. I totally get that. I would say, yes, that'd be cool. Fantastic. Because I wouldn't have too many people invited anyway. I would really keep it low key. Most likely, if I do get married, I will obviously keep it low key. If I had the chance to elope and my girl was down, I would elope. I'm sorry. And yeah, maybe I'd have like a little wedding reception, whatever, later on, plan it with, and then have the select few people there, and just have a blast there. I get that too. I love being around family and friends, and just that love is sort of irreplaceable. That love is sort of you can't duplicate that, and I get that. I understand that. I'm cool either way, but yeah, I would definitely elope, bro, for sure. Okay, and then travel the world. So talking about travel the world. One of the biggest things about culture is that I'm getting into this now. One of the things about traveling the world, or even growing up in a very multicultural environment, is that you get to experience different cultures, right? And one of the biggest things about cultures is food. You get to know people. You enjoy their company around just delicious, very tasty, fulfilling food, and you try their cuisines, right? Well, talking about cuisines, Taste Atlas Awards 2022. If you Google this and you go to the news section and, after the results, you will see blogs and articles and other websites, reputable websites where foodies lost their fucking minds. If you're not watching this episode on YouTube, it's fine. It's easy to find it. Just go to Google, Taste Atlas Awards 2022, World's Best Cuisines, okay? This was their top 50. This is a list of their top 50. This list, when I saw it on Instagram, I was just flowing, going through the Explore page, and I'm seeing all these, food things, wine, and all this stuff, and this list pops up on my goddamn feed. And I'm like, what the fuck? I had to do like a double take. I was like, okay, because this is what I did. First, I just sort of like just flew past it because I saw the top 5, which, I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. And the top 1, it makes sense. But I looked it up, and people were pissed. Foodies were pissed. Other people who love, who are so well into the whole, food world, they were like, what the fuck is this list? And I was like, okay, let me go back and take a look at this. I saw the entire list, the top 50 list. And I was like, oh, hell nah. I say what? Motherfucker say what? I said, if you're not watching this episode on YouTube, now you'll see the list right now pop up on your screen. Okay, for those who can't see it, okay, like I said again, you can just Google it. You can see the top 50 list. So let's go through this really quick. All right, I don't want to start venting because it's infuriating. It's infuriating. So you look at the first top 6, okay, which makes sense to me, okay? It wouldn't be my top 6, but I get it, right? Number 1 is Italian. Okay, Italiano is, I understand this one, perché is Italian cuisine, okay? And you cannot try to top this one. A lot of people love it. I love it. This is my favorite food. It's from Italia, and it's like I said, it makes sense, right? It may not be your number 1 cuisine, but you would get it. You were like, oh yeah, a lot of people love Italian. It's in my top 3. It's not my top, my number 1. It's in my top 5 or top 10, whatever. It would make sense to you. Like, okay, I get why Italian cuisine is number 1 on this list. I get it. Okay. All right. Okay. Because Italian is also my number 1. I love Italian food. I don't put Bangladeshi food in any kind of ranking because I think it's in a category of its own because I am Bangladeshi and it's in my fucking DNA. Okay, my mother, God rest her soul, she was the best fucking cook. All right, I'd ever fucking tasted. A very close second was my Dolly auntie who back in Cali, who's like my second mother. So it kind of made sense that she's like an amazing fucking cook. But yeah, my mother was she was like my close friends, back in Bangladesh or even not back in Bangladesh, but also here in Bangkok. My close friends who've actually experienced it, who actually tasted my mother's food, they will fucking vouch for me, all right? They will vouch for my mother of how amazing my mother was as a cook, especially with Bangladeshi food. So that doesn't count for me because it's Bangladeshi food, different category. I wouldn't put this in here. When you have home cooked meals from your culture, especially when it's from Bangladesh, somewhere like Bangladesh, which I rank very, like, this is what I'm saying. I would rank it way, way, way higher than Indian food. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of Indian food. I don't mind it, but I don't search for Indian food, okay? All right. So let me just get that out of the way. So Italian food is my favorite, okay? Bangladeshi food, different. It shouldn't be in the same category, all right? That's different. That's in my DNA, so it doesn't count. Now, the other countries on this list, okay? Second, Greek cuisine. Okay, I get it. All right. Okay. I wouldn't be in my top 3, but I get it. Spanish cuisine's number 3. Japanese number 4. Indian number 5. Mexican number 6. Those are top 6. All right. Italian, Greek, Spanish, Japanese, Indian, Mexican. It makes sense to you guys, right? Okay. You're like, okay, yeah, I get it. A lot of my friends, even me, I would consider this to be in the top. I totally get it. I understand. Here's where here's where it gets great. Now, I don't know who made this list up besides Taste Atlas or whoever were the judges or whoever voted for this poll or whoever, you know what I mean? I don't know who the fuck they voted or who they got to vote for this thing. It doesn't make sense. I don't know if they're the Michelin critics, whatever. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. Again, I'm not the only one enraged by this. A lot of foodies are fucking pissed. And rightfully so, okay? This is where it gets a little, okay, but what? I'm sorry, say what? All right, now, again, this is still, I don't want to say acceptable, but, listen, when it comes to favorite foods and all that stuff, it's subjective, right? But there are some things that I think overall the consensus would be completely perplexed. They'd be like, what do you mean? Why is this on this list? Are you out of your mind? Okay. Now, no, this is fine. Again, this is where, slowly kind of you're like, wait, why is that on the, okay, I guess that's okay. Number 7 is Turkish. Number 8 is American. Okay. Best rated foods, by the way, they have like best rated foods listed here. Honeycrisp apples, wild Alaska salmon, Florida oranges, Texas brisket sandwich, Central Texas style barbecue, and so many more. Anyways, America shouldn't even count, okay? Immigrants made your fucking cuisine. So that's a whole different type of, okay? We're not going to go there. But even Americans would, come on, you would admit that as well, all right? It is because of outside influence, foreign influence, what makes America, because America is very unique, right? It's a mix of cultures from Europe, from Asia, from Africa, South America, so on and so on, right? Even Central America. Number 9 is French cuisine. Number 10 is Peruvian cuisine. Number 11 is Chinese. 12, Brazil. 13 is Portuguese. 14 is Polish. German is 15th. Indonesian 16th. Okay. Now, let's go to the second half. All right. This is what blew my goddamn mind. I don't know how this even happens. They put English cuisine, bro. English cuisine at 29. English cuisine is ranked 29. What, Blatt? Like what? Beans on toast and sausages. Fuck off. What are you talking about? This is okay. You're thinking, okay, 29 is not that bad. It's top 50. It's English. English cuisine? What the fuck are you talking about? You know what's after English? After the 29th position in this list? You know what number 30 is? Thai cuisine. Thai cuisine is ranked 30th. What are you... what? What? What are you talking about? In what fucking universe? When Thanos snapped his finger, did he also make your brains disappear? Make your brains disappear? Huh? The English cuisine on top of Thai cuisine? Are you out of your fucking mind? It doesn't end there. English cuisine, get this, on not only ranks higher than Thai cuisine, it goes over Malaysian cuisine, over Lebanese. Lebanese is ranked 40th. Lebanese is ranked 40th, bro. Bengali cuisine, 43. Bangladeshi cuisine, West Bengal, whatever. Bengali cuisine is ranked, when they say Bengali, they actually mean Bangladeshi because the flag is Bangladeshi, is ranked 43rd. You're putting England, okay, on top of Thai and Lebanese and Bangladesh? What? What? Where? Where do you get off, bro? You come to my hood with that shit will get you clapped. Okay? You got mofos to answer to. Anyways, the list goes on. I only saw the top 50, but the list goes on. You can go to the website. It's on Taste. It's on Taste Atlas. I think I went a little too much on this, but I am mad, bro. I'm shocked right now. The list goes on. It's the top 95. 95th is Norwegian cuisine. Okay. Canada is at 92. I'm shocked right now. I'm looking at the rest of this list, guys, and oh my God, I don't even know what to say right now. It's shocking that England is number 39. It's, oh my God. There's Jamaican food is in 64, Sri Lankan 61st. Cuban is on 60th. Oh my God. It's insane. It's insane. This list shouldn't exist. Okay? Because first of all, it's subjective. We get that. But I'm trying to catch my breath, guys. I'm sorry. It's a little upsetting. 29. Sorry. English cuisine at 29. What in what fucking universe? Oh my God, man. Anyways, for those who are curious who are too busy to not search for it, 24th is Iranian cuisine, so Persian cuisine, Iranian. Korean is 19. Okay, some of these really popular ones that you would think would rank higher are very much lower than what you can find here. Yeah, it's insane. Top 6 kind of makes sense to me, except it makes sense to me. But anyways, man, that's some bullshit. It's like, let's move on. That got me riled up, got me upset. Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. Anyways, we're moving to the final segment here of the House of Moody Vintage podcast. This is, what in the hell in the fuckity fuck. Anyways, so what did I see over the weekend? Leading up to today. I finally got to watch the Banshees of Inisherin, the Banshees of Inisherin, which is of course an Irish production, directed and written by Martin McDonagh, and the cast, of course, Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, Kerry Condon. She's, what a beautiful, drop-dead gorgeous woman. I love it. It makes total sense why it got nominated for so many awards so far. I think it's got a great chance at making it into Oscar contention, I'm sure, for Best Film. So it totally makes sense. I get it. So I highly recommend it. I was fortunate enough to see this because this was actually on Disney Plus Hotstar here in Thailand and Bangkok. I'm not really sure where you guys can stream it, but if you are in Bangkok and in Thailand, it is on Disney Plus, and Hotstar. You know, you watch Banshees of Inisherin. It's fantastic. It's by Fox Searchlight. And the second recommendation is, of course, Glass Onion. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen Glass Onion by now. A Knives Out mystery. It is a sequel to Knives Out, of course, by Mr. Ryan Johnson. And it's got a very high Metascore. It's at 81 right now. That's Metascore, people. Metascore 81, and rightfully so. So this is, and let me just go very quickly through the cast. Of course, the cast it's a star-studded cast. Everyone knows these people. Daniel Craig, of course, is Benoit Blanc. Edward Norton, Dave Bautista, Kate Hudson, Janelle Monáe, Catherine Hahn. I love Catherine Hahn. Leslie Odom Jr., Jessica Henwick. I wish Jessica played a larger role or had more lines. I love Jessica Henwick. Madeline Klein, and so on. So Ethan Hawke. Did I give it away? I'm sorry. There's a couple of cameos. If you haven't seen it, Ethan Hawke is one of them. Hugh Grant, and there's a few others, which I thought were fantastic. They were spliced in very well. So Glass Onion, again, if you haven't seen it by now, I'm pretty sure you have. It's on Netflix, obviously. And remember, he has Ryan Johnson has a multi-film deal with Netflix. So there's going to be another, a Knives Out mystery with Benoit Blanc. And so this one takes place in Greece. So they're like on location. It's in Greece, and it's much more colorful than the first one. And obviously if you have already seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And it's different from the first one. It's kind of like you would think if before Glass Onion came out, you would think to yourself, okay, how are they going to top the first one? They didn't necessarily have to top the first one. Just make another fantastic whodunit story and just make it different. I mean, yes, the character, Benoit Blanc is the only real, character that is, that continues on or whatever, recast or whatever. And everyone else is new, right? It's a new story. It's a new case. It's a new mystery. And it's different. It doesn't have to top the first one because it's same but different. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I loved it. I loved Glass Onion, and you can't really talk about it without like getting into the plot and ruining it for people who haven't seen it. So I'm not going to get into spoilers. But obviously, with that kind of cast, I mean, everyone's just brilliant at their characters, and it's just wonderfully done. And I'm really, really excited to see. Because I saw Knives Out a couple of times because I love Knives Out so much, and I feel like I'm Glass Onion is a rewatch for me as well because it's so well done, and it's also very different from the first one. So it is a highly recommended thing, but it's like I don't need to recommend this. You should watch it. It's a given. So it's very popular. So it's fantastic, and so that does it for Glass Onion. We saw the Banshees of Inisherin, and of course 1923 is another episode. Fantastic. King of Tulsa, I love these shows. The Yellowstone dynasty continues. Taylor Sheridan's universe is fucking amazing, and it just continues. So I'm just waiting till next week, of course, for the next round of Yellowstone and 1923, and of course King of Tulsa. And also, just today, I just watched Veer Das's new stand-up special on Netflix. Highly recommend it. It's still, he's just one of those very smart, hilarious comics, and it continues. He's getting better. I'm loving it. I really, really love this one. So I highly recommend it. So watch Veer Das, called Veer Das Landing on Netflix. Stand-up is available. Check it out. And Matilda the musical, I was raving about this on Instagram the other day. I love, I'm not a musical guy. I'm not a big fan of musicals, so there's really very rare occasions where I'll watch a musical, and the ones that I have watched are awesome. I think I should watch maybe more musicals because I think I like musicals. I don't know. But Matilda the musical, it's on Netflix as well. I love it. Absolutely love it. Those kids are so goddamn talented, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck was I doing as a kid? Like, these kids are fucking talented. Remember, I think a couple of episodes ago, I was talking about how these young athletes nowadays are totally different than new gen athletes. They're in just mind-boggling, ridiculous level. Would kick our generation's ass when it comes to just pure athleticism, right? It's insane, right? I think a perfect example of a apex athlete from my generation is LeBron James, right? Because we're around the same age. I think he's like 38 now. I'm 37. So yeah. So, I mean, he's like our version of it, but now there's like millions of fucking LeBron Jameses out there, dude. And the competition is getting even more difficult. So anyways, so these kids, man, amazing. I loved Matilda, the musical. That's another one I just highly recommend. Wonderful. Things to look out for, Netflix and Nike. I'm going to get into that when it comes out. But Netflix collaborating with Nike, man, the hours of streaming hours, and Netflix just bought out this old army base. I forgot which state it was in, but they're making their own studios. They're going to make Netflix originals and actually have, sound stages, like multiple, I think a dozen of them, $800 million or $1 billion or something like that. It's insane. They're still in debt. I don't know how the fuck they're doing this, but they have to do this in order to stay alive. Okay. We also had that conversation before with Netflix. So Netflix and Nike, that's to look out for in the near future. Actually, in a few days on December 30th. So check that out. I'm going to check it out, and I will talk more about this next week, after New Year's or in the next year. See you next year when the next episode comes out next year. I want to talk about this because it has to do with a lot of fitness, and it's whatever that gets people going. I'm all about it. I'm a huge advocate of staying fit, of working out, staying healthy. And if this is what it's going to get people to actually move around. If you don't want to go, you're not a gym person, you don't have a membership at a gym, or you're not going to the gym in your building, whatever, Netflix has got it for you. You can do these exercises at home. So, and good on them, man. Holla at Nike. Shout out to Nike and Netflix. You know what I mean? They're doing it dang. You know what I'm saying? Keeping people fit. And I'm all about that. Stay fit. You know what I'm saying? So stay fit and stay happy, man. Anyways, hope you guys are enjoying your holiday break. For those who are having their holiday break, be grateful, be appreciative, count your blessings, because a lot of people don't get to have that break. They're not as privileged as you. They're working on the holidays, you know what I mean? Just to put food on the table. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who has the privilege of just chilling and taking a break and, turning your brains off. Good for you. You worked hard for it. And for the people who are still out there and struggling and still, on the grind, working, shout out to you as well. That's going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, as well. If you're on YouTube, listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, this will wrap it up here in the House of Moody Vintage podcast, episode 43. Until next week, man, you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Peace, positivity, and love. Take care of yourselves. Treat yourselves. So until then, I'm out of here. All right? And happy effing New Year 2023, right around the corner. I'm out this piece. Peace.